Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, got another Transformer to unbox. This is one of the Legacy ones, which I think are the newer ones, later class. I've only got one of these. I got a smaller, I think it's deluxe class skids, and he had an open box. So this is the Galvatron, which I know was released. I don't think this is the first release. I think there's been like 3 of them. One actually has painted scratches and war damage and stuff on him, and this one I think is just plain plastic, which I think the first one was. Can't really see any difference in them. They've got a bit of art on the side, different Transformers, nothing on the top, Galvatron on the side, both modes. Of course, no text, just the pictures on the back with the vehicle mode, robot mode, and accessory, which is the Matrix of Leadership, which hangs around his neck, which is very static. It doesn't, it's not actually on a chain, which it should be, but I might just cut it off and put it on a chain. Why not? Ah, still got the price tag on there. Okay, let's open it. It's a very sturdy box. I'm kind of surprised. You know, it's got no window or anything to see in it, which a lot of people don't like, because you're really not sure what you're getting or what it's actually going to look like. But fortunately, a lot of these have already been released, so we know what they look like. They only made a few changes. Okay. I'm just a bit worried that it's going to be really difficult to get out or something. Okay. So he has... a lot of them have these little forms. Some warnings on them. See, now, this is the colour they should have done Scourge. I mean, well, Scourge actually would be better because it's blue, but Cyclonus, they did Cyclonus in green. I mean, what the hell? Just very basic colours. The illustrations are actually nice, but I just miss the good old days where you had photographs of the actual toys that you were transforming instead of line drawings. But the quality of the line drawings is better with these ones. Okay, so let's just cut all these. Might be easier to do it all from the back. Actually, I can probably untie them. It's a bit easier than I thought it would be. But then again, I think it's still quicker to just cut them. They're not that sturdy. I still want to slip and cut myself. Maybe that's the easiest way to do it. I don't know if this is really bothering people when they have about 50 ties to get a Transformer out of its box or a He-Man figure. I think Y is the worst. Can't cut it. Takes forever to actually undo it all. These are actually not that difficult in the grand scheme of packaging. Okay, let's hope. At least I don't have to pick up all the little pieces like with the plastic ties. So I'm a little bit surprised by his colour. I thought he'd be a little bit lighter. He did look reasonably dark in the pictures I saw actually, but I still thought, I gotta pick these up. There's always something to pick up. Okay. Yeah, he looks nice. He's a little bit darker than I thought, because the cartoon versions are always the version I go back to. He was not that dark purple. He was more the same colour as I think Cyclonus, who was, the toy was a lot darker. This is sort of in between Cyclonus and what I would have thought Galvatron would have been, but at least all the right parts are purple and grey, unlike the recolour. And he looks really good in robot form. He's much more Rodimus Prime size, because I always hated how much bigger Galvatron was than Rodimus Prime. Galvatron was the same size as Ultra Magnus, but he was much bigger than Rodimus, who of course was the leader, not Ultra Magnus after the film. It'd be nice if these were chrome like the original, but fists are good, details good, face looks great. Now, where's this cannon? These ones aren't tied in, but they're just sort of stuck in that way. Did he hold it like that? No, it goes on there. I hope. Yep. Maybe it goes higher up. I think it goes higher up. I don't know. I'll sort it out later. Now, I don't know what these other parts are. There's two other grey parts, which did seem to be on his back in some of the pictures, which just looked wrong, but glad to see they're not actually attached. They're not actual, like, kibble you can't get rid of. Which, sometimes I think whenever they have something awkward, like a part of a car that's just sitting on the back of a Transformer or something, they should just have detachable, so if you don't want it attached and you want to actually have separate pieces and the figure look better, you can choose to do that, whereas other people, they don't want anything to come off and don't have to handle separate parts. But the Matrix looks a bit better than I thought, but yeah, the chain, it's weird, they've painted the Matrix silver but the chain is grey, and it's sculpted so it sits, you know, around his neck, which is fine because that's how it's going to be most of the time. But I'd rather a chain like perhaps this one. Then again, it wouldn't be that hard to remove that and put it on something, wrap a chain through it or something. And I guess they go into the actual, yeah, they're just on the edges of the cannon. But I think they're also supposed to be guns. Okay. I can't believe I'm still talking after 7 minutes. Now let's do a comparison or two. Now first off, I'm going to compare him to the absolutely pitiful Universe Galvatron. I don't know why I bought this. Maybe it looked more interesting in the vehicle mode, which is what it was packaged in. But he's so small, his face is tiny, he's just pitifully small. I think it was smaller than Cyclonus that came out around the same time. Yeah, like look at the size difference there. It's just woeful. So I always hated this one. I don't know why. It was a waste of... I probably got it on sale for $15, I hope. But yeah. I never liked the original grey one because it wasn't purple. And the only purple one I could find was this one. And it was pitiful, so I always wanted this one. As soon as I saw it, I wanted it because its size. And, you know, it even looked more like Galvatron. This one, it's like mini tank Galvatron. And I should compare it to the original, but the original recolor. Because like I said, this one was always, oh, see, he's so big I can't get his head in the frame. So there's a height difference, but this one is bigger than all of them. He's, you know, Ultra Magnus and him were big, and Shockwave are bigger than all the others. Whereas this one is going to be more the same size as Rodimus Prime, so, you know, it's more of a fair fight. But it's funny because I debated buying this for years instead of buying this because it was so expensive. And then I ended up buying this and just saying, just get it. You know you want it, you've always wanted it, and you won't be happy without it. And then I ended up buying this one anyway, so now I have both, because this one is better in scale with some of the other Transformers and has more articulation. I'm assuming, yep, see. You can actually pose him. Because a lot of the older Transformers, getting new versions is great because they feel sturdy and secure, whereas the older ones feel really loose and fragile. It's kind of scared to touch them. The newer ones, you know, you don't have to worry about that for another 10, 20 years. And not if you actually take care of them. But, yeah. And how does he look next to Cyclonus, who, as I mentioned, the colour is more like Cyclonus for the original Galvatron, and that's more accurate to the cartoon, I think. Whereas this one is darker. And you can see the scale. He's almost the same size as the original, I think. Yeah, fairly close. So Galvatron always looks so much bigger than all the rest. But these two scales pretty similar. I thought he'd be about half an inch taller. But I mean, I love that he's got the accurate face sculpt, because this one, you know, always had the round head, which, you know, didn't have those right little angled, pointy, whatever they are, things. And it's 10 minutes, I've got to stop talking. I could talk about this stuff for days. I'm really happy with these. I'm glad I finally decided to actually just get some new versions of the originals, because I just decided, okay, I'm going to have the vintage ones, and I'm allowed to get like one, you know, really good modern version, you know, whether it's Masterpiece or just a current one. As long as it's styled after the originals and has that sort of look and feel, I'm happy. So, okay, feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the figures. Bye.